Let's get to it.
YouTube, what is going on, you straight delicious guardians? It is Mesa Sean back at it with some Destiny, and January 13th, 2015 will be a day to be remembered. Because if you follow me on Twitter, you guys know I've been complaining since September 9th. Well, not really since September 9th, but I've been part of Team No Hawkmoon. Well, finally, I am part of Team Hawkmoon, and it was just a horrific week. 3 Nightfalls, no exotics. 2 Crota raids, no exotics. And then finally, Deathsinger dropped it, and I think the entire world knew because I was just epically excited. So what I want to do is a review on it, a revisit, but also compare it to the second most used hand cannon for Shawnee, which is the Thorn. Now, I also love my Red Hen 9, which I'll annotate your screen right now. So I thought I would do is kind of a comparison to the Thorn, as well as a little bit of babble on the last word, but for the most part, the Thorn and the Hawkmoon is pretty much all I'm using in the Crucible, well, besides my new Vanquisher, which that thing is just incredible for PvP. Quick side note, the Hawkmoon footage you're seeing is from the Iron Banner. As soon as I got the Hawkmoon, leveled it up within 1 day, 331 attack, and went right into the Iron Banner, and having a blast with it, okay? The Thorn footage you're going to see is actually from the Crucible, and is actually from my old review, with some new footage mixed in there also. So we're going to go over the stats of the Hawkmoon. I'm also going to go over the actual Crucible hits off limbs and precision shots and things like that. So you know what, just in terms of damage. And also, don't mind me, I have not used the pole dancer subclass in a very long time, but I figured I got a lucky raspberry. I upgraded it last week, so I was able to hit 32 again. Well, not again. My hunter was already 32 with the crest of Apalupe. Then when I upgraded my lucky raspberry, I'm 32 again. And my God, I cannot believe, well, I forgot how OP the pole dancer is. I mean, it's almost impossible to go negative with that subclass. So I just been working on my aim because you know me, guys. I'm not very good at PvP. I think you guys always point out my KDR sometimes in the comments. I think I'm like, the most I've been is like a 1.2, and then I think the lowest is like a 1.03, but that's on my hunter class. It is. So anyway, Hawkmoon got it maxed out, 331 attack. You can see it's got a low rate of fire, or I mean decent rate of fire, but that's expected of a very, very high damage, long range hand cannon. So it's got 13 rounds in the mag, which I think is just incredible because I'm so used to reloading all the time with my Thorn and other hand cannons. So I go with aggressive ballistics, so I don't really mess around with the stats too much, but the money is going to be in the these 2 upgrades, Luck in the Chamber, and then also you've got 2 more of them. You got, it's called Holding Aces, so you got 3 bullets out of that 13 that are going to do a considerable amount of damage. So man, this thing, when you get one of those lucky shots, it's amazing. But I want to know from you guys, do you go with Hammer Forged or do you go with Speed Reload? I don't go with Quick Draw. I ask you that because a lot of my friends who have the Hawkmoon, they all say they go with Speed Reload, but for me, the way I look at it in the Crucible, if I can't kill you within 13 shots, I probably should just pack it up and go home. Now, in terms of damage, regarding specifically the Crucible, it's going to pull 63s off limbs, and then it's going to pull 94's precision. However, if you get one of those bonus shots out of the, the 3 rounds out of the 13, you're going to pull 84s and 126. So, which is, again, keep in mind, the Hawkmoon footage is all from the Iron Banner, so you're going to see the damage all over the place. But it was just unbelievable. I mean, there were some times where I would get, I would go up against someone with like a Cirrus Regime, and I would assume it would be a fully upgraded one. They would get like a few shots into me, and I still was able to take them down, only because Shawnee got lucky with one of those 3 bonus damage shots. So very, very useful. And do I think it's really OP? No, because I'll tell you right now, let's see, how do I word this right? I think the Hawkmoon is for the skilled, okay? That's why I like people like my man KJ Hovey and Mtash, who I don't want to know what their KDR is because I'll just weep. But those guys use a Hawkmoon, I think, and they also use a sniper rifle. So now Shawnee's not particularly skilled, so that's why I use auto rifles all the time. But I am practicing and definitely getting much better with the Hawkmoon in particular. But again, I think it's from the skill. Like, here's a perfect example. This is the first night using it. Look at my aim. Terrible, but I'm still able to take them down. One of the things that also really drove me, well, not crazy, but amazed me by is how I was able to take people down at close range. See, with the Hawkmoon, I try to keep my distance. With guns like the Last Word and also Red Hen 9, I'm rushing, I'm trying to get up close because I know there's no range there, and I take a lot of deaths because I know I got to get up close. Hawkmoon, and even Thorn for that matter, Thorn I would say medium range, not particularly long range, but definitely not close. Thorn, when we get into, I like to keep my distance, but with Hawkmoon, I try to play it safe, I try to stay away from people, and use that range to my advantage. Now, with regards to the Thorn, hear me out. This is going to sound silly, but see, the Hawkmoon, again, feels like it shoots bullets and is a scout rifle. The Thorn feels like it shoots, how do I say this, blobs of damage or splashes of damage. I think it's because the animation, the sound, the way it recoils, it kicks back, doesn't feel like I'm shooting bullets, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying that that's how it feels to me. I seem to do better with the Thorn in PvP. Now, you only have 9 rounds with it, but in terms of damage, Thorn's going to pull 54s off the body, and it's going to pull 81s. And then if you hit them with the Devouring perk, those little thorns, it's going to pull 7s off them 6 more times. Now, those 7s don't seem like much, but you'd be surprised how many postmortems I get, how many assists I get, of course, and how many times I've died trying to leave the situation, especially on my favorite map, Exodus Blue, because when they're all capping B flag and I'm splashing that blobs of damage, as it feels, it sounds silly, but that's the way it feels to me. On the B flag, I get a lot of postmortems, and I also get a lot of assists, and also just a lot of kills, because if someone's one shot, or their health is just maybe even halfway down, and you hit them with that Devouring perk, they're going to go down as they try to leave the situation. As it's happened to many a times when I'm leaving a situation, and I get hit with those thorns, I go down later on. And just to throw in some last word babble, the last word in PvP is going to pull 55s off limbs, and then it's going to do 77s precision. But with bonus, you can get 71 and 101 off them. So here's the way I look at it. The last word, totally, I go up close. I take a lot of deaths because one of the things that messes me up with the last word, even though it's probably the most fun gun for me, and of course that video is the most fun gun in the game, I'm not good at hip firing. And the 2 mods on the last word are all about hip fire. The Thorn, I tried to do medium range and can do long range, mainly because of the Devouring perk. Hawkmoon, all about long range. So, in summing this up, I'm trying to wrap up my babble here. Hawkmoon, I use for both PvE and PvP situations. Thorn, I use for only PvP, because I find with the slow reload, if I don't have some sort of gauntlet that gives me faster reload those 9 rounds, I burn up really, really quick. Don't mind me here, I've just finally started using the whoosh jumping again. I normally never use blink, but since everyone gets away from my shots by using it, I started using it. So, all in all, I'll give you the quick wrap up, as I always do in my typical babble form. Hawkmoon's going to be long range, and it's going to be medium range, and I use it for PvP and PvE. Thorn, I pretty much only use PvP. I don't really like it in PvE because of the 9 rounds and the slow reload. And then for some last word babble, I use the last word only in PvP just for fun. I just find also that with the fan fire, I burn through those bullets really quickly, and it reloads so slow. So that's my whole take on the thing, but this world is about rigorous, vigorous debate. So let me know in the comments section for you Hawkmoon users, because I know there's a lot more of you out there that have had this for a long time compared to me. Let me know what you guys think, and in terms of all your hand cannons, talk to me. I still love the Fatebringer. That's probably one of the best hand cannons in the game, but mainly because of the arc damage. That thing is just a godsend in terms of nightfalls. So that's it. So drop a like on this video only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa. Check out my stream. Links will be in the description, and that's it. You stay beautiful, Guardians.